focusing on life here in and around Whitley County. You're listening to Mondays with the Mayor on WJHS 91.5. Now, Mondays with the Mayor.
So I posted something today that was kind of created a fair amount of discussion, which is about the solar companies that are kind of going around advertising everywhere, social media, door to door, etc. And
let's start with that.
That's okay.
Let's go right from there. Let's just dive in. Hello, everybody. It is Mondays with the Mayor from Columbia City High School. This is WJHS 91.5. Normally, we got students in the room asking questions and getting engaged, but let's just say it's our first baseball game of the official season.
Yes.
So a lot of our regulars that are normally in and around the studio, we've actually borrowed them to film historically. Like, this is the first regular season game in its entirety. We proved it worked last time if you caught the video stream before, but kind of a historic day here at Columbia City High School. So if you have an opportunity and you want to follow along, you enjoy Columbia City baseball, or you want to support the students, go like and subscribe to WJHS Studios. The kiddos are super excited. They're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. We just hit 300.
Oh, nice! That's great.
Which is amazing.
Yes.
I'm. Some of them are really standout kiddos. So my applause there. However, we're weak in the studio today, so
it's a little lonely in here today.
That being said, I'm trying. Okay, Mr. Mayor. Either way, it is Mondays with the Mayor, where we bring in the mayor to just have a little update on the community, things that are happening, and authority on that, kind of as a service to the community, where we love to hear your voices too. So do get a hold of WJHS Studios. We're all about encouraging conversation, getting the kids involved, and letting them see the normals. But with them being out today, serving the 100-year history of Columbia City baseball, first season ever, first real game ever that we're even going to get in the full game. So kind of a historic moment. I'm kind of having like a little oh my gosh, they're growing up so fast kind of moment. But moving on, sitting across from me, I am Mr. Glaza, the audio video teacher here at Columbia City High School. And sitting across from me, would you introduce yourself as the third termer?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. Mayor Ryan Daniel here in the beautiful city of Columbia City. I am on my third term, or year 11, as I like to say. And again, continue to be just amazed at what our community does, what our people do, obviously what the students do here at the high school, and just the amazing opportunities that they have that frankly I didn't have when I was here. So this facility, this property just gives so many opportunities and really creates a great quality of life amenity for our residents.
Mondays with the Mayor, we bring in the mayor as a way, not only a throwback, because we used to do this here at WJHS Studios 20 years ago here at WJHS,
Sure.
But also it's nice to know, hey, what's on the way this show? A little bit of restaurant info in and around Columbia City. You were noticing that there's solar panels apparently everywhere in the United States.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about what's happening at Columbia City High School and a couple of cool things happening around the community, so hang out for that. But you wanted to start with how you're installing solar panels today on your mailbox.
Well, sort of.
That's how ridiculous it's gotten.
So obviously we have our solar field that we installed. I think it was last year that we installed out in the Armstrong Business Park out there, and it's going great, generating lots of electricity, especially on days when it's sunny. And but the interesting thing that we're now finding as a city is that there are many individuals that want to install their own solar panels, and the thing about that is it's a great opportunity. It's a great idea. But we're also finding that there are some companies out there that maybe taking a little bit advantage of residents and things like that. And so what we've tried to do as the city is, on our electric department page, we have tried to create a one-pager, if you will, for residents who are considering solar as an option to effectively supplement their electricity, or at the very least green their property, if you will, make it more green and the energy more green. So I would really encourage individuals, if you are hearing or interested in, let's say, solar for your own personal property, I would really strongly encourage you to go to that website at columbiacity.net, go to the electric department page, and there's a one-pager about, green energy, if you will. And again, city, obviously having our own solar park, we're big fans of green energy. However, we do want to make sure that individuals aren't being taken advantage of, and so we really do want to encourage individuals. If green is for you, if solar is for you, that's great. But contact us first before you sign on the dotted line, because we're finding lots of individuals who have signed a dotted line where they now owe tens of thousands of dollars. And they don't know about all of the other things that have to happen. And so we want to make sure we take care of our customers and make sure that individuals aren't being taken advantage of. So with that, I will say we are very pro-green energy and want to continue doing that. But really encourage individuals, do your homework before you go and buy those solar panels from that door-to-door salesman or from that ad that you saw pop up on social media or on YouTube or wherever it is.
They have been intense lately.
Very intense, yes. And actually, it was kind of interesting, the other day.
At least for my feed.
Yes. Well, the other day, so I had posted basically what I just said on social media, and our friends at Northeastern REMC, who is another power provider in our area, basically reiterated what I said and shared my post. But it's because they're seeing it too. And again, we want to be good partners with people. We do want a greener energy a portfolio, if you will. And at the end of the day, if it makes sense for you, great. But I think there's also some salesmen out there that are selling a bill of goods that just doesn't come to fruition. If you're comparing rates with other companies that are not ours, that's probably not going to be a good comparison. If you're comparing your sun production or your energy production with a state like California or Florida, probably not going to get a true return on investment on that. So that's just the reason why we're kind of getting the word out to people.
Kind of being proactive.
Yeah, we're trying to be proactive and again save our residents from headaches and heartaches and potentially lots of money going out the door without really knowing the true picture.
So finding a credible service, finding a credible long-term solution.
Sure.
It's super fun that Columbia City a few years ago stepped out and said, hey, we want this field here.
Yeah.
From industry standpoint, from the residential standpoint, I think it's fun that like the response, you saw something as a community and decided let's not ruin people's like roofs and ruin people's like expectations for what they could get out of it. The benefits to solar, I think, are awesome. Man, it's sunny outside. The studios right here, but I think it's fun that that's happening. One more time, where can we find more info on that? Because now I'm considering it. Like, hey, the sun is just like out there providing free juice. Yeah,
columbiacity.net. And when you go to that webpage, there's a little tab up top that says departments. Go down to electric, and there's a link there that you can on the electric department page. So we'll kind of give, like I said, it's a one pager. Again, there's a process, and really it comes down to two things for us. Number one, we want to make sure that when the sun isn't shining and that solar panel is not creating energy for you, that you still are able to power your home. That's what we're here for, right? But the second thing is that when the power does go out for our grid and your solar panel is continuing to create energy, we don't want our guys who are working on the lines have backfeed from your solar panel that shocks them or worse. So again, there's multiple steps there.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
So the backfeeding is really what maybe concerns us the most as a resident or as the electric utility. But again, we're not anti-solar. Clearly, we're not anti-solar. But we do want to make sure that residents know what they're signing up for before they sign on the dotted line.
Okay, more information. That's great. Picking that out. Okay, so shifting gears here, I want to give a shout out. It always seems like you and I end up talking about food somehow, and I don't know why that is, but I'm going to go with it.
Sure.
So in and around Columbia City lately, I've been noticing that I've lived here a couple of years now. I've been driving in. Before that, lived in Fort Wayne. But we've had kind of a restaurant boom lately. Is there something? Is there a policy or something like that is encouraging businesses to open up? Or what do you think is happening in your professional opinion that all of a sudden we've had this bloom of little restaurants lately. Because I want to give a shout out to Junction Cafe.
Yeah. Right around the corner.
At the old, if you didn't know, it was a train stop. With the old train stop, Junction Cafe, hence the name. But it's also an antique store, so kind of a unique pairing there. I look forward to I haven't had a chance to get over there yet. Apparently, good fanfare. From what I've heard, next to the Subway and Ammo store in the Speedway off of Chicago Street,
and Columbia City Pizza Company, which is a fairly new restaurant as well.
Those
So
guys are super friendly.
Yeah.
Shameless plug. They're not endorsing the station. They're
Not a sponsor.
They're dry rub wings. Oh man,
Yeah.
2 thumbs up in my book. I might have had a light lunch today, but just you saying Columbia City Pizza Company.
There you go.
Dry rub wings made the Pavlov
There you
dog
go.
thing happen
Yes.
in my mouth. Also, a shout out to, we don't get out to talk about South Whitley a lot, but Times Square Cafe, they're opening up lately. So awesome to see that. Support local businesses. We've had Tokyo Steakhouse. We've had open up. We've had businesses change around.
Yep.
I'm trying to think of who else, but
So, yeah.
what has been going on
Yeah.
in Columbia City lately? What's your take on the matter?
Yeah, so there's a couple of things I think that are in the works. Obviously, number one, when you show that you're the second fastest growing city in Northeast Indiana, you're automatically going to attract attention, okay? But I think second is that there is definitely an interest in different cuisines, right? Like I think that's the thing, that there's a misnomer about our residents and really residents of the Midwest, is that we are a meat and potatoes kind of people, if you will. But
And we are.
and we are in general. You're right. However,
I am. Let me not speak for you. I am.
Yes, steak is good. But anyways, long story short, though, is I do think that it's an opportunity that people are interested in having different dining experiences. And I think that's what you're starting to see, right? So obviously, just since I've been mayor, although that's now a decade, so that's maybe not a fair comparison, but you've seen Blue Moon Bakery open up, right? It's not open all the time, but it's open Wednesdays and usually Saturdays, and they have, specialty pastries, donuts, things like that.
Full discretion aside, I'm an addict, and they're a sponsor, Moo Over Ice Cream Shop.
Yes, Moo Over.
Oh,
Yep.
man, plant-based ice
Yep.
cream. My lactose intolerant wife
Loves
thumbs
it.
up.
See,
thumbs
that's
up.
and obviously you have Chapman's that just recently opened with their food side. They already had the beer side, but now they have the food side on the other thing, and highly recommend again the Irish nachos. I think I've said that before. Obviously Tokyo Steakhouse and Pickles Cafe, but
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember what
Pickles?
it was. Yeah. Because they're imported.
Yes.
They came from Kendallville, was it? Either way, they
Dunphy,
that's
yes,
what it was.
bustling metropolis of Dunphy, actually.
Yeah,
So
they're hippie hat.
yeah,
So good.
So, but you think about that, and you see, on the square is in there, and the Nook is in there, and I'm sure there's more, and I'm gonna Senior Fajitas is down there. So long story short is there are those kind of restaurants, and I'm just talking about downtown, right? Like we have Culver's and Starbucks that are, Starbucks is, man, they're moving forward very quickly in construction. Culver's just got their plans approved at Plan Commission, so they're going to start construction here soon. So I say all that to say, I think there's a couple of factors. One is the population growth. I think two is that there's an interest in people, many of the individuals that are going to those restaurants now that are residents, we're going to similar restaurants in Fort Wayne, and they're just choosing to stay home now. So they're keeping their money in the community. And I think maybe third, if there's a third, is at least for downtown. We as a city have tried to work in partnership with them. We've tried to connect building owners with restaurateurs. We've tried to encourage the growth of restaurants and the growth of experiences in downtown Columbia City. So I guess I just say that to say it's a lot of people working hard, but at the end of the day, those entrepreneurs are the superstars of this thing. If they wouldn't have taken a chance on Columbia City, we wouldn't have had the opportunity to show them what a great community we are and how much we'll support local business.
You mentioned Culver's. Did I mishear you right there? Is that what that new construction is off of near CVS and the BP?
So that's the Starbucks. The Starbucks is what's going up right next to CVS. Culver's, on the other hand, will be going up on the a corner of Lincoln Way and US 30. So if you knew where the Post and Mail was, now it's Moore's Farm Store. It's kind of going to be right next to Moore's.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Way out on the far northwest side.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So they're going to be building Culver's out there. It's supposed. I mean, their goal, at least when I last talked to them, their goal was to be open by Labor Day. So I would imagine we're going to start seeing construction very quickly.
Okay.
But yes. So again, it's a really great experience, and I really believe that our community has stepped up to support those businesses and have shown that if you have a unique experience, if you have some unique cuisine, they're gonna be there. They're gonna be supportive.
I do like that. Okay, so I did want to kind of continue down those lines with the construction update, the latest update for the county jail. If you know a little bit.
If I know.
If not, we can change
Sure.
topics and pivot to anything you would like to talk about. I got one other thing, and then we'll probably make it a short show. Today.
Well, so let me give you what I know. Okay, so obviously county jail that is a county project. I will say that there was.
I trust you.
I appreciate that. There was. I know they're going through the design phase right now, and between the county commissioners and the county council, they have a lot of work ahead of them to make sure the jail is what it needs to be. Obviously, working in partnership with the sheriff and his department. So I guess on that front, I will say that there was conversation between the city and the county about maybe doing some kind of a combined dispatch, or at the very least talking about that. Those plans did not come to fruition. So, I guess not for a lack of trying, but it just didn't come to fruition.
Sure.
But I will say, if you don't know where the jail is going to be, it will be actually located out there in Armstrong Business Park, sort of back behind and further north of Bones Theater. I don't know how exactly to tell you that, but in any case, it's going to be out there. It's kind of going to be, far northwest side, not next to Culver's, but kind of up in that area generally. So
their captive audience really appreciate it. But because if I remember correctly, the last jail was built in 1986. Not to say that it was completely outdated. It's just we've overgrown it.
Yeah.
For the capacity of it, it had like 100 beds. Was the limit, but there's only been like once in the last, from what I was reading, I believe Post and Mail saying that there's only been once in 2021 where we were under 100 inmates.
Yeah,
so we're consistently over.
Sure.
It's not like we just spiked up.
Right.
Around,
and I think that is a primary reason why they are building the new jail. And actually, residents may remember that I don't know. I'm going to say maybe 4 or 5 years ago, the county council passed an income tax specifically for a new jail. So this has kind of been in the process for a while, but it's definitely ramped up this year. But yeah, so obviously jail population's been a big thing. But I think second, and again, this is not my circus, not my monkey, but it is certainly a county project. And the other big thing has been the growth actually in female inmates. When the original jail was built, and this is not a controversial thing, this is facts, is that when the original jail was built, it was built with one small area for females because their inmate population was, 80-90% male. And they've seen a shift in that where there are more female inmates. And so what that means is that the jail has had to pivot when they don't really have space to pivot. So that's another factor.
It was built with one purpose.
Yes.
It was another.
And pivoted to another. So
something like the reverse of when you walk into a retail store that sells clothes, 90% of the store is for women.
Yes.
And then the corner that you and I buy our belts at.
The belts and wallet section is for men, yes.
And then they tuck the socks in behind the belt
oh,
sometimes.
Yes.
And they're like, how can we take up less space if you need a belt and a sock? And
Indeed.
So I know where all the socks are in all the stores. I really appreciate a fresh pair.
Yeah.
It's interesting to think about that, the shift in dynamic from the larger standpoint, but also affecting us here locally. It's nice that there's a response to something that's needed. And it's being planned ahead. I believe it was 250 was supposed to be the capacity here. So not like a ridiculous explosion of criminal activity or anything like that, but more of a response and building towards the future.
Yeah.
I think that's great to have.
A measured approach, I think, is always the way to go.
There you go. All right. Did you have a topic that you wanted to cover from this? There's one thing that I just want to give a shameless shout out to our marching Eagles. Of course, as you guys know, it's been interesting with COVID the last set of months and coming up on years now here. But went to state, the marching Eagles, the band, went to state, did great, looking sharp, looking great. Of course, when you perform in 100-degree heat and you train in summertime, sometimes uniforms take a little bit more wear and tear, especially from, it's amazing how kids can just, they treat things rough sometimes.
Yes.
Then I guess adverse situations in 100-degree heat. So there is a off-season proud, I guess you could say, fundraiser going on where the CC Marching Eagles are seeking donations for new uniforms. So if you want to be part of that, know that you helped out. You want to donate your little brick in the overall building. That is future education. A nice little plug for that. I'm proud of our kiddos. I see them performing. I see our performing arts center getting used. Right up the stairs in the high school. If you haven't had a chance to visit the studios, we'll probably have to have an official open to the public WJHS Studios Day in the future.
Oh, that'd be great. Sure.
I got the okay to do it. So
nice.
You heard it here first. But I'm right up from the show choir room, and they always sound gorgeous. With their voices coming down the hallway. I enjoy actually being out of my room and in that part of the hallway because I don't think they can hear me, but I can just like enjoy like what something I've never really had a forte in. To be able to like, one, sing, and then two, sing well enough and loud enough that it gets around out of one classroom set of doors, down a hallway, up some stairs, and into a radio room. So a shout out to all of our performing students and Eagles.
Yes, that's awesome. I actually, I have a couple of things I would like to maybe mention before we go, and that is that coming up is our annual junk cleanup, which again, this is a pretty trashy subject. But
we are full of them today.
But we do have junk pickup coming out or coming up here shortly. For the west side of the city, and keep in mind the city is divided by Main Street or State Road 9. So everything on the west side of the city, junk pickup wise, will be on Thursday, April 28th. Okay. And then the east side, the east side of the city will be on Thursday, May 5th. So that's something to know. If you, again, this is your time to get rid of your junk. This is spring cleanup time, if you will. So that's an important thing. But a couple other things that I think people should know about.
So real quick, if you don't know east and west, closer to Fort Wayne.
Closer to Fort Wayne is
the east
east.
Side, May 5th.
Yes.
If you're the line in going west towards Warsaw, west is Warsaw. That's
Warsaw.
A little thing for you. That is the 20.
That is the 28th. That's the 28th. And if you want, if you need more information regarding what is acceptable, what is not acceptable, what they'll collect and not collect, you can go to our Facebook page, City of Columbia City, Indiana government Facebook page. You can go to my mayor's page, Facebook page, or you can certainly go to our website, columbiacity.net. So that's one thing I wanted to make sure we covered. The other thing that's coming up here shortly is if you, because I think Little Red, which is like who I call my daughter, Little Red and I are going to be participating, but Downtown Cleanup Day is coming up on Saturday, April 30th. Columbia City Connect is putting that on, and Columbia City Connect is our downtown Main Street group. So if you have some kids that you want to teach them some, public service type stuff, bring them down, or yourself. Give back to the downtown and really make it beautiful. And the reason why that's important is because May 6th is the first Friday event of the year. Hey! And so May 6th is First Friday coming up. And again, that's 6 to 9 p.m. And so come downtown. We're going to do some touch a truck stuff with our street and fire and police department.
We only got a couple minutes left.
Okay.
What's happening this year? Because people are gnawing on things, waiting in anticipation
So First Friday, as you know, is a really exciting event that we have on our downtown. Columbia City Connect puts that on. They have more information about the actual event themselves, but the city is going to be putting out some different vehicles there for the kids to check out and to see. And I think we're going to have our street sweeper there because that's a pretty unique, interesting piece of equipment there. So yes, we want people to come downtown again, 6 to 9 p.m. on May 6th, Friday, May 6th. And then finally, I will say that Farmers Market 2 is opening up the next day, which is Saturday, May 7th. Farmers Market that will go all the way through October. Great great place to go get your veggies, your fruits, your crafts, things like that. And so we're excited to open that up again this year.
And looking at the long-term forecast, we're nowhere near it today, but long-term forecast, it's supposed to be like cooler, but good. Like not like super windy or super rainy weekend. So knock on wood.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Talked about a few things, new restaurants, new happenings, new events, spring just turning into summer right around the corner, little updates with the city. We got into a bunch of construction and restaurants. I always like having the mayor in. Mr. Mayor, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Of course, this has been Mondays with the Mayor at WJHS 91.5. Of course, the third Monday of the month, right before the school board meetings.
Join us next time, Mondays with the Mayor, here on WJHS 91.5, The Eagle, broadcasting from Columbia City High School. Views and opinions expressed here do not represent WCCS. Search for WJHS on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and more. Write to us your comments and questions to be voiced on the air. WJHS is 91.5, The Eagle.